Hi there, everybody. I'm Robin Retallick. This is the Law of Attraction Club, and this is our weekly summary call, which sort of sets up the topics for the week. And we have 3 channels each week discussing that on different calls, different nights. And we're doing something a little different tonight in that we're preceding the actual members call with this summary. So we're live in two media streams here as we speak right now. But this week's topic is change your habits, change everything. And so I'm going to pass over to Tara here and we'll get into it. You are the sum of your habits. We're going to explore the difference between habits and choices a little here today. As is often the case, this discussion will be matter of fact, because the point of it is to have you understand the true nature of who you are. It's fine, of course, to get caught up in the fantastic game you're playing, but we encourage you at the same time to maintain perspective, to build an ever-present awareness of who you are at a fundamental level, and remember why you chose to be here. And so it is we keep reminding you of the true facts about life on Earth. So what habits do you have? Following a train of thought without consciously choosing it is a habit, not a choice. Reacting to something without thinking about it is a habit, not a choice. Thinking of the world as solid and real is a habit, not a choice. Thinking of your past as being this way or that way is a habit, not a choice. A habit is only a habit if it's subconscious, because none of you will continue to do something by choice unless at some level you perceive it to give you the greatest benefit. All of these habits start with a choice. Then having made that choice, you and your world line up with that choice. And when you made that choice, you went about living in that world and living in that world and embellishing that world with new choice after new choice after new choice. And pretty soon you forgot all about that original choice way back then. And this world became a fixture in your reality. It became a habit. It became something that everybody knows about. And you talk about it with everybody as if it's common to you all. And it is. You say things like, "Did you see that show on TV last night?" Because that's the nature of you and your virtual reality. Everything matches up. When you make any new choice, you step into a new virtual reality, which is to say a new context for your experience. There are small choices like pre-paving a good meeting with so-and-so today. And there are big choices like creating a very different world to live in, like perhaps a totally peaceful and enlightened world. The experience is real because it's a conscious experience. The context is virtual, and everything in that context is a matching set, because everything is being created from the same mold, the same set of choices. So what's in this everything we're talking about here? What's in that virtual reality? There's the consciousness that's you. There's the physical you and the physical world that surrounds you. There's the non-physical or spiritual or energy world or realm or whatever you choose to call it. All of those things are unique to you and being created by you moment by moment. Let's start with the really big and really fundamental choice, your consciousness. It has a certain shape. It has a conscious you, a thinking you, a choosing you, if you will. It's like a foreground low-speed processor that focuses mostly on one subject at a time. And it has a subconscious you, like a high-speed background processor, which makes almost all the decisions. You made choices and trained it to make those same choices again and again, so you don't have to make them again. Those are your habits. This is where the definition of everything is stored. Can you see that you're not only creating what's in that store, you're creating the store itself? Perhaps you've never thought about the shape of that consciousness of yours. Perhaps you've never thought about your consciousness being any different than you are now. What does a fish know about water? Until the fish leaves the water, it knows nothing about it because it has no perspective from which to measure it or judge it. So it is with you and the shape of your consciousness. Until you step outside the confines of that particular shape, you see it as the only way a consciousness can be. As an exercise here, let's just imagine it differently here for a minute. Be like a fish leaving the water. Take off your virtual reality headset for a minute. Think about what it would be like to see across space and time. And if you can get an idea of that, then think of being able to perceive yourself without space and time at all. What if you could comprehend any realm at any time, or all realms and all times at once? It's the equivalent of perceiving and comprehending and enjoying every second of your life at once. This greatly expanded consciousness is where you are headed when you transition. Then you will be more like us. But we cannot experience creating as you do in this particular context, in this particular way. And that's why you made that big initial choice to think differently. And that choice was just the beginning. Then along comes what we've in the past called your physical and non-physical stuff. Your body and the world around you and your spiritual world. Of course, that word physical reinforces the idea that it's somehow solid and permanent, and it isn't. And describing your physical and non-physical worlds as somehow two distinct and separate things is also a distortion. So let's call this the virtual you and your virtual worlds. And here you are, sitting with your headset on, immersed in this fascinating and absorbing and exciting world you've constructed. So here's where we're going. All of this is to help you with that perspective we talked about. It takes a new focus. But what on earth is more important than creating what you want? Nothing. Because that's why you're here. Take this understanding and make a new habit of building it into a habit of its own. Find your own way, whatever it is, of making this awareness of who you are an ever-present part of you. Whatever processes are working for you now, build this awareness into them. Let your subconscious know that whenever you're heading into upstream territory, that it's time right now to pass control back to you for a new choice. And here's the bottom line. As you do, things just get easier. When you have that hugely powerful subconscious of yours helping you and not hindering you, you'll get a whole new appreciation by what we mean when we say, the better it gets, the better it gets. And as always, we are here to help you, and we welcome your questions.